Okay, good morning everybody. We have apologies from Councillor Isherwood and Councillor Collins. And can we approve the minutes of the meeting on the 16th of March?
No one, Chair.
Got any announcements? Don't think there are any urgent items. Draw your attention to the declaration of interest. And so we go on to the key decisions report. Maureen.
Thank you. Yes, is the microphone working?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. The purpose of the report is to seek to update Cabinet to consider authorising the Service Director of Communities in consultation with the portfolio holder and the Chief Financial Officer to accept the grant if offered. Approval of funding, if offered, £798,000, £414.86, is to assist the Council to intervene, prevent and reduce rough sleeping. The Government made a pledge to end rough sleeping by 2023 and called for applications for funding to assist to do this. The Cabinet paper outlines what the Council currently do, which is part of the application, but to go further, as outlined in option 1, and to add that an additional member of staff is employed to ensure that we can do outreach work 7 days a week as opposed to the 5 days that we currently do, to undertake drugs assessments in partnership with Turning Point, and to work with the prisons to create a pathway. Many prisoners released out end up rough sleeping in our city centre. And to work with the Saviour's Trust to accept rough sleepers and work with them for better outcomes. The recommendations are outlined in 3 and include that the Service Director, the Portfolio Holder and the Chief Financial Officer accept the offer, agree to and where appropriate negotiate terms, negotiate and agree any variations and deliver the rough sleeping initiative as outlined in the paper. I think it's absolutely excellent, and I think the thing that we've added to this is to work with the prisons, because very often there are no pathways for prisoners being released out into the communities, and very particularly around Newhall, where they have their release money, and there's no one there to meet them, there's no one there to help them, and they come into the town centre, and very often they're begging in the centre and they're rough sleeping. So I'm really, really appreciative of that particular part of the application of this grant. It's something that we've been calling for a while. I'm happy to take any questions. Jen.
Thanks, Denise. Yeah, I really welcome this report, Maureen, and well done to yourself and officers for bringing this forward. I think it's one person on the streets is a tragedy, and as we can see from 11.2, it's an avoidable tragedy. If the will and the resources are in place, it doesn't need to happen. So it's really good to hear that this is being brought forward. Can I ask that will rough sleepers and homeless people be thoroughly engaged and consulted on sort of tailor-needed support, specific support that they need? Because we know that sometimes accessing the right support is an issue for people in that position.
Yeah, and that's why we're working with the Saviour's Trust. They work with some particularly tough people that are out on the streets and that have some really, really good outcomes. But yes, it is about intervening. It is about ensuring that they have the support and assistance that they require to help them lead a better life.
Yeah, Maureen, really welcome this report. As somebody who's involved in the justice system, it's not always about punishment. Rehabilitation and supporting them as been through the system is so important. I've seen firsthand when people come out and that support's not there. So I think what you've done is absolutely amazing. Really, really appreciate it. I think it's a massive step in the right direction for us in the district.
I think, and you're right, because as I've just outlined to Jack, the people will come out of prison, they end up in the town centre, they've had no support, so they commit another crime to go back, because that's their family, and what we need to do is break that cycle. But it isn't just about that section, but it is an important section of the rough sleeping paper.
Yeah, the whole concept of it is marvellous. I mean, if we can help ex-prisoners, that is a good thing, but that's not the whole of the report. The report is excellent, and the work that you and your officers have done, Maureen, on this, it's just making some of the pieces of the jigsaw of us looking after people.
Yeah.
So can we agree to the report? Okay, thank you. The final item is the financial health report. This report provides an update for Cabinet on the budget of the current year. The provisional outturn forecast is for a marginal underspend of 225,000, which is a variation of about 0.1% when compared to the overall budget. The next report will go to Cabinet in June and will confirm the actual outturn performance. I'm asking Cabinet to note the provisional outturn revenue budget position for Council for 2021-22. Any questions? Okay. Anything you want to say then?
Nothing at all, thank you.
Right, thank you. Can we agree the report?
Agree.
Okay, thank you. Thanks very much.